So you want to look like this, but you currently look like this. So you ask your friends, cousins, drug dealers, uncles, whose brother is a pro and benches 6,000 pounds for advice, and he tells you, you need to put on some muscle, boy. So you decide to start a bulk. But then 2 weeks later, you look in the mirror and all you see is more fat. What the fuck? You make an emotional decision and decide to start cutting tomorrow. Today is going to be the week I get lean. You start eating 1,800 calories and doing an hour of cardio a day, and 2 weeks in, you look like death. What the fuck? So you decide to bulk again, and then cut again, and then bulk again, and then cut again, and then bulk again, and stop! So 1 year ago, I was skinny fat, and before this, I was lifting consistently for about 2 years, and I was able to bulk throughout those 2 years, but honestly, the bulk was just literally making me look fatter. So I was 2 years into lifting, going to the gym 2 to 3 hours, 6 days a week, and I still didn't look like I lifted at all. People were saying, oh, you just starting or something? Like, no, I've been doing this for 2 years. God. My life sucks. So I decided I needed to cut. I needed to show the world I have abs and that I actually lift. I needed to look like I lifted, right? So like any teenager, you look for advice. And where do? You go to TikTok for advice. You search up a video on how to cut and you find somebody telling you 1,800 calories, hour of cardio a day, and you're good. And so that's exactly what I did. I started to eat like a bird, doing an hour of cardio a day. And before I knew it, I was losing weight rapidly. But then about 2 weeks into that cut, I started to literally look like death and feel like death. And literally, I was dying. And after 2 weeks of starving myself, doing an hour of cardio every single morning, I ended up just looking worse than where I started. God, my life sucks. But 6 months later, I looked like this. And competed in my first competition and looked like this. I had 5% body fat. So where did I go wrong before, and what did I do right this time? Well, in this video, I'm going to lay out the exact roadmap that I followed and that you could possibly follow too to get into competition stage ready shape. My name is Ryan Johnson. I help men just like yourself transform their bodies and their minds. And make sure you stay till the end of this video because I have a free gift for everybody. So I won't keep edging you. Here's what to do if you're skinny fat. Okay, let's analyze the body type. You are skinny fat, correct? So that means you are skinny, meaning you don't have muscle and you need to bulk. But it also means you are fat, meaning you have fat and you need to cut. And that's why a lot of people will try to bulk up and they'll look like shit, so they'll cut down, but then they'll feel like death, so they'll bulk up and it blah, blah, blah. So what do you do if you're skinny fat? Well, you just take the fat away. Then you're just skinny. Because if you bulk up, then you're going to be skinny really fat. So why not just take the fat away and be really skinny? Because from there, your body composition will change and then you could slowly add in calories and start bulking up and gaining size. But Ryan, won't I end up just looking the same and getting fat again? No, because if you can follow the right diet, the diet I'm going to lay out, you will slowly lose fat. You will also probably gain a little bit of muscle while you do it. And then once you understand how to actually diet yourself, how to actually train, you can bulk up without adding on literally more than like 2 or 3% body fat, but gaining 10, 20 pounds of muscle. Also, the reason you want to cut your fat off first is because if you bulk up, the new muscle you build is like a soft pink muscle. It's a brand new muscle. It's not a mature muscle. And so the moment you decide to start cutting down, that brand new muscle is literally just going to go away because it's brand new. It's not matured. It's just gone. So you might as well just cut your fat off, then start bulking up and never have to cut down again unless you get like too fat in your bulk. Which again, a bulk is not about getting fat. It's not about it's about putting on lean muscle. And so a lot of people will just eat on a bulk, but that's not how you do it. If you can first off learn how to cut the right way, either you get a coach or you get some type of program that is actually proven to get you results, and you learn about dieting, you learn about working out, you learn about your macros, then you can bulk up. And like I said, you can put on 20 to 30 pounds of muscle while only gaining a couple % body fat. Also, a lot of times people will get stuck at skinny fat because they don't get the proper guidance or listen to a video like this one. And what they end up doing is just staying at their maintenance calories. And what I mean by that is, if you just eat until you're satiated, like till you feel good, that is like usually your maintenance calories, right? It's like 90% of the time that is your maintenance calories, just eating until you feel good. But once you start really like getting hungry, that is a calorie deficit. And then once you start like having to stuff food down, that is a calorie surplus. And a lot of people will just eat at their maintenance hoping their body composition changes, which is how much fat you have compared to how much you weigh. Also, the biggest pitfall I ran into and a lot of other skinny fat people will run into is ego. They don't want to reach out and ask for help from a coach, from somebody online, from their friends, or somebody that looks better than them and say, hey, what should I do? And it's because we're scared of criticism. We're scared of getting judged. We're scared of them seeing our man boobs, right? But the thing is, when you take off your shirt, people are going to be judging you either way because you have man boobs. So you might as well just accept it and drop your ego and ask somebody for help. Okay, I'm finally done edging you. Here's the actual roadmap that I followed that allowed me to get into competition stage ready shape in a matter of 4 months. All right, let's start off with diet. And first, we need to understand the 80-20 rule, because dieting down to remove the fat from your body, 20% of your effort to diet is going to be 80% of your result. So that means your diet is absolutely everything. No amount of cardio, no amount of working out, no amount of fat burners, no amount of testosterone, no amount of steroids, no amount of whatever will help you lose weight as much as a good diet will. So I think you probably understand that less food is how you cut down, right? I need to eat less in order to lose weight. But the biggest mistake a lot of us will run into is we'll actually eat less. And the thing is, you shouldn't be actually like eating that much less. You should be eating less, but you should be eating more frequently. Why eat more frequently? Well, let's take a look at the masters of the body, bodybuilders. What do? They don't eat 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day, 3 meals a day. They don't do keto. They don't do intermittent fasting. They eat a bodybuilder diet, which is 5 to 6 meals a day. They are eating every 2 to 3 hours like it's their job. The reason you want to do this is because this is something they do not teach you in school, and you really need to understand in life if you want to look good. Is okay, carbohydrates and fats can be stored, but protein cannot, meaning you constantly have to eat in order to get some protein in to not only speed up your metabolism, but to maintain your muscle and to also build muscle. This is the part a lot of people miss out on when it comes to trying to escape skinny fat. They'll try Greg Gallagher's, intermittent fasting, and maybe it will work, but it's really not the enjoyable. So why not just eat 5 meals a day? Keep them super small, like 300 to 400 calories, and separate the macros correctly, and constantly get that protein flow in so that you can build muscle and even maintain it. And the reason I put an emphasis on maintaining that muscle or even building is because muscle is what is going to allow you to burn fat. The more muscle you have, the higher your BMR. And I'm sure you already know what your BMR is. That is your basal metabolic rate. It's how many calories your body uses up throughout the day just doing its thing. And so again, we need to eat under this in order to lose weight, because if you start to lose muscle on your diet and you start to really crash your metabolism because you're not eating enough or you're not eating frequently enough, well then, you're doing all this work for nothing. So that's why I recommend, if you want to escape skinny fat, eat a bodybuilder diet. That means when you wake up, eat a little bit. 2 hours later, eat a little bit. 2 hours later, eat a big meal before you hit the gym. After the gym, eat a big meal. And then before you go to sleep, eat another meal. Also, think about this, and it's a little bro science-y, but if your body is constantly getting in food, right? Don't you think it would feel a little bit safer removing some fat? Because when you're constantly feeding, it's like, okay, we're good. We don't have to hold all of this food, because fat is here to be stored so that if we don't get our next meal, well, we'll still live, right? So the more often you can get in a little bit of protein and a little bit of carbs, the better. And so what I would recommend is that you follow a 2,500 calorie diet. If you're just an average human being, you're in the 50th percentile, you're not super overweight, you're not super tall, you're just average, right? Because most people will hop on 2,000 calorie diets. It's just too much. If 25 doesn't work for a month, drop it down to 2,300. If that doesn't work, then drop it down to 2,200, and maybe drop it down to 2,100, but I wouldn't go any lower than 2,000 calories. That would just be way too low. And this leads into pitfall number 2 that a lot of skinny fat people run into, is they'll eat 2,500 calories. They'll eat in their calorie deficit, but they won't see results. And it's because your macronutrients are fucked. Another thing school should tell you about your macros is that a protein and a carbohydrate is 4 calories and a fat is 9 calories. No matter what food you eat it from, any food, it will always be that amount of calories. And so the only time knowing your amount of calories you're gonna eat is important is when you were initially starting your diet. After that, it does not matter. Why? Because you just need your initial calorie deficit in order to figure out your macronutrients. And the way you're gonna wanna split them up is 40% carbs, 40% protein, and 20% fat. And there's gonna be a lot of different information out there. There's gonna be people on Reddit forum saying this shit is fucking stupid, but don't listen to them, because do they look like this? No, they don't. So listen to me. This is actually not advice, this is just what I followed, but 40-40-20 rule has always been perfect for me. A lot of people also say this is way too much protein, because you're probably gonna be eating anywhere from 200 to 250 grams of protein on this diet. And yeah, you don't need that much protein, but the thing is, it's going to be filling. By eating that protein, it's going to fill you up, and that is super important. It's super important to feel full while you're dieting down. So literally, this is so simple. You have to be actually stupid as in order for this to not work out. So you go to your phone, you go to BMR calculator, you hit any of them, right? Calculator.net or whatever. You type in your age. I'm 20 years old. I'm about 5'10", let's say, and I'm 195 pounds. You go calculate. Boom. BMR every single day is about 1,900 calories, but I daily exercise 6 to 7 times per week, so it's about, let's say, actually, it's about 2,900 calories. I would always underestimate the amount of activity you do, right? So you're at 29,446 or whatever. So 2,900 calories minus 500. I need to eat 2,400 calories a day, right? This is my calorie deficit, 2,400 calories a day. See how quick I just got that? And it's a rough estimate, but it will work. Then you just get the app MyFitnessPal completely free. You skip whatever. You go to more, you go to goals, you go to customize your calorie and macro goals. Then you enter in 2,400. Wait. 2,400. Then you set your percentages to 40, 40, 20, and boom, you're eating 240 grams of carbs a day, 240 grams of protein, and 53 grams of fat. It is literally that easy to figure out your macros. And what do you do from here? You split it up into 5 meals a day. You could literally just divide 240 by 5 and eat that many grams per meal. Or you can wait till the end of the video and get the free gift that will help you out. Pitfall number 3 a lot of people fall into is thinking that they can outwork a bad diet. Again, your diet it's going to follow the 80-20 rule, meaning 20% of your effort is going to lead to 80% of your results with the diet. So yeah, you could realistically outwork a bad diet, but you are going to crash and burn because you're doing so much cardio and working out so hard, and you're flooding your system with fat burners and whatever else you're using. So why not just diet? And the biggest issue with people dieting is their connection with food and their behavior patterns. So personally, I have a behavior pattern that when I get bored, when I get stressed out, when I get sad, I like to eat. And I think everybody is pretty much like that, right? And so first we need to identify our behavior patterns. What is the reason you are eating? Is it to refuel yourself? Is it to fuel yourself for the gym? Is it because it's part of your, diet plan? Or is it because you're bored? Is it because you're hungry? Is it because you're sad? And so once you understand your behavior patterns, you simply just change them. If I eat because I'm bored, don't get bored. Do something. If I eat because I'm sad, then don't do things that trigger me to become sad. Like, it's that simple. In fact, if you can stick to a good diet, you don't even need to do cardio. You can lay around the house all day, go to the gym, hit a couple weights, eat your diet, and you will lose the fat. You don't have to get up and go walk on the treadmill at all if you can just follow the diet. Yes, doing some cardio will help, but it's not necessary. And again, people would be like, well, I would rather eat more food and do more cardio. No, you won't, because then you are going to actually be burning off muscle. Why not just do the least amount of exercise as possible and just follow a good diet so that you don't have to spend 10 hours a night sleeping to recover? Also, you're skinny fat, meaning you really need to optimize your hormones. You need to naturally increase your testosterone as much as possible, and overtraining is terrible for testosterone. Of course, you want to train a little, but don't do it all out. Just chill. If you follow the bodybuilding diet, the one I'm prescribing you, you're going to be eating everywhere from 2 to 4 hours a day, meaning that eating is not going to be an issue. Like snacking is not going to be an issue. You're going to be constantly eating all of the time. The real issue is when you're going to eat and you're going to be like, damn, I am still starving right after, because that is what you are going to run into. Your meal sizes are going to be like this small, and you're going to eat it like in 4 seconds, be like, where did it go? So that's when you have to kind of use some tactics. Personally, I love seltzer water. After I eat, it will fill me up. You can do other things like sugar-free syrup. I'll throw inside of my oatmeal and make it a lot more volume, I guess. Things like that you can add, or even a lot of lettuce. You add it to your chicken. You make chipotle bowls. You add it to your beef. You make chipotle bowls as well, and it creates a lot more volume, which will fill you up. So again, now we understand that, okay, we need to stop jumping from bulking to cutting. We just need to literally cut and stick to it for anywhere from 3 to 6 months to lose this fat, and then we can finally bulk up, right? That is, realization number 1 in this video. Realization number 2 is that we need to get our calories and macros in order. No extreme diet. 2,500 calories is perfect. You might even want to go a little bit over it, and then splitting up your macros correctly to 40, 40, 20, so that you're getting plenty of carbohydrates and proteins and keeping your fats kind of low. 50, you're going to be anywhere from 50 to like 70 grams of fat. That is really all you need. You don't need any more. And again, fats are the most calorie dense food, so you want to keep them, very minimal. Then we also understand a lot of the big pitfalls, and that is your connection to food. What is it? Do you eat it because you're bored, because you're sad, because whatever? And you need to start changing that connection to food keeping yourself busy and really becoming goal oriented. And we also understand that you cannot outwork a bad diet. Again, 80% of your results is going to come from just your diet. That 20%, this super small thing you just need to follow 5 times a day. Because I understand that a lot of you watch this video and you'll probably be like, yeah, I know what to do now, but then you won't take action because you won't have an actual tool in your hand that allows you to create the result. So I'm giving you the tool absolutely for free. All you gotta do is DM my Instagram, free gift, and I will send you my meal plan template that I use the same exact template to create for all of my clients. It's the same exact fucking thing that I use, and it's step by step what to do in order to create a diet plan that is going to get you results. I have gotten like a bunch of people to drop 20 pounds in the past 8 weeks just from following this damn fucking meal template. So go DM me right now, free gift. Drop me a follow and I will happily send it to you, and that is the end of the video. If you are skinny fat, just cut off the fat, be skinny, and then start bulking up and get f***ing jacked. Love y'all. Peace out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and all that good stuff. Deuces.